while I'm in here?
No, thanks, appreciate it. Have a good day.
Yeah.
Been in here since 1 o'clock. I've been back there, pulled up that table, and wrote some stories or whatever back there. And secrets of it coming out, to whatever, that they would get some action taken stuff. But at first they didn't think they could, but I heard that they were going to do something.
Where are y'all printing the newspaper right now? I see a for sale sign in the front.
Yeah, we're still doing, bringing the newspaper down there in Baldwin, get our sister newspaper. It's about 5.5 hours drive down there,
How far?
about 5.5 hours, towards Florida line, it's about Baldwin,
So how often do you go?
twice.
A week?
I don't go down there,
Oh,
we got to deliver,
so you don't have to go up there.
send it by. We put everything together at our office on Garrett Way, but that was,
Oh. I thought y'all actually printed the newspaper.
we used to,
Used to. But they gonna just sell all the equipment in there?
have done,
Oh, you already did.
it's all empty, just about.
Who bought it? Another company? Another newspaper company?
Somebody, I think it's gonna be some healthcare agency is what I heard. That's what we're gonna do. Spent a lot of afternoon, myself, so it's good to see some humans coming in, 3 hours up here.
You been sitting 3 hours?
Yeah, I bet they, I pulled up that table and wrote the story.
Oh, okay.
They were, why they got in the session. I heard that they were thinking that, but they weren't going to that day. And then she came and said they were. I think that was very good the other day on Saturday.
Scary.
Yes, it was for everybody. Even those who got guns had.
Glad everybody was able to respond safely because
Yes, because a lot of that happened.
everybody was coming.
Bad wrecks and stuff happen with y'all too, you know, so people they don't heed to blue lights and red lights. They don't. So you back on the road some too?
I worked there, man, once or twice.
Oh, did you?
Uh,
I didn't know that.
Actually, I got JMA.
Actually, you got,
So,
actually you got what?
I worked 6 hours.
Oh, they said Jane and May tomorrow.
That's the phone call about the job. Did you get to still go out?
Yeah.
I'd get, you know, if I was in your position, I'd get a little bit bored sometimes. I need some excitement on the cash.
He's still supposed to know.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, good before.
Looked up there and that one connects to Commissioner's Hall.
It's like a maze.
Yeah. So if you go out here, go to that, comes out in the hallway right outside. Right outside.
And then over there, another building, if y'all know,
Everybody coming up?
I went to buy something along with it, so I have to have an app.
And then there's another door right there to get to the training all the time. So a lot of people come up back to this door and
Oh, yeah,
before that, we didn't have anything like that. Pretty room and everything, down in the basement, but
Right?
I don't know.
They had so much stuff
we didn't.
stored down there.
Couldn't use
There
it
was stuff
sometimes.
about it when they had no
Right.
city.
Oh,
Tell me the
yeah, they
other
got
day.
Wi-Fi down there now.
I couldn't
Yeah.
remember what was that at.
Of course, we don't.
I ain't been down there since they put the book.
No, I just said it right there, 'cause I didn't want to throw my stuff away. All right, y'all, we'll be ready. Probably about 10 more minutes at the most.
Yes, ma'am.
Working on that.
Sounds good.
Here, whatever y'all need.
Thanks, Emily.
Hey,
It's been a long afternoon,
it
Kim.
has, it has.
We've spent a lot of time together this week, haven't we?
Huh?
We've spent a lot of time together this
Okay,
week.
we have to spend more time together.
Yeah.
You don't print this, don't print nothing on me, you print this.
Depends on what's said.
Huh?
Depends on what's said.
It-
Or not said.
Oh, Jesus.
No comment.
Life, I tell you.
I don't think that works that way.
Said no. Said
I
no.
believe what?
Who said no?
Might not be that easy to
Put
get
out
out
a
of.
mask.
They had masks
That
still
was
going.
nice, done.
Mm-hmm.
Look, you know, that's the first time I seen that one.
But you had to be special to get one.
Boy, you,
I got two actually. I have a blue one and this one.
how many masks do you
I probably got 100 of them.
get?
Cause you heard what they said last night, COVID's still going around. So, you know, and I have an aunt that's 101, gonna be 101 on the 27th.
She from here?
Originally, but she's been in Sandersville.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, top school down there in Sandersville. She's in Sandersville.
Y'all gonna do anything special for her?
Well, we did
We
something.
have for everybody else.
We did for the 100th one last year.
Yeah.
We went out to Auburn Lanes and had a big to-do. You know, it was the same day I was supposed to leave going to Savannah, so, but it was the only day Auburn Lanes had, so I just left late that day, because that was more important than, you know, I just got to Savannah late that night.
What did they do with that day, man?
I can
If
tell you
you're
all
out of
that.
here.
I can tell you all that.
If
We
you're out of
just
here,
taking a
what-
10-minute break,
Oh,
taking a 10-minute break.
so,
We need a break. You know how long we've been here.
3 hours.
We need a break. Just taking a 10-minute break.
Yeah.
That's all. Restroom and all that, so.
Yeah.
Something to drink. In fact, did y'all have some water or soda or something?
Ma'am.
You should have some water or soda?
No, ma'am.
Billy, what about you?
No thanks.
We ate some, we almost finished with chocolate chip cookies. You want some
Can
chocolate
hang-
chip
We
cookies?
can hang tough.
Yeah.
Whatever's left over, we're gonna bring them out here, have a reception.
Go back. I don't think I'm giving that information.
Thanks, Emily.
Thank y'all.
How many writers is it? Just you?
Just me now, they lost the sports writer to another newspaper. Hadn't hired anybody, hadn't been able to hire anybody.
So you do sports, you do everything now?
I don't have time to do sports, I'm covering government meetings.
So who does sports? Nobody?
But sports information at Georgia College and GMC and some of the prep sports sent to us or whatever, that's it. We ain't got no choice. I can't be
So,
split into
so
two.
pretty much they write their own article and give it to you?
Well, they have a sports information director.
Oh,
And
okay.
they have people who write for them,
Oh,
so they just transmit it to us by electronic methods.
that's easier for you?
Well, I wouldn't have time to write sports.
Yeah.
I'm too involved with everything that happens in government, law enforcement, courts. We just had a big case in court this afternoon. Guy got sentenced to 30 years in prison, aggravated assault.
What case was that?
It was a Munster County case back from 2024.
How old is he?
Mm.
How old is he? How old was he?
I can't remember right off the top.
He probably went in my office with him.
Wasp.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Is it?
That's a wasp.
Step on him with them big boots. Good man. That would have been bad to have somebody in and get stung. Because some people are highly alert. Well, just get sitting.
That would have got somebody. That's exactly right.
Some of them have much of it. But you know why?
What?
You know why we don't have a lot of trash cans in government buildings anymore?
That makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people say, how come there ain't no trash cans around much? So, we don't wanna blow up the building, without somebody to bring in a bomb. Of course, you could do that anywhere, but a trash can's an ideal place to put it. Whatever this is,
You said what?
whatever this is fixing to be, it's fixing to be very big.
Yeah, because I wasn't supposed to come here. I mean, you know what I mean, my office is here.
They want to string the line together.
Yeah. I was told at first.
What's it called, security?
What, yeah.
So, I mean, I know that it's big. You gotta take all kinds of cautionary measures today. People get crazy. Examining roads is still something, hitting the same. Hitting same roads.
I need my battery pack, and then my phone can't be charged on your computer. If I have to go to night shift. No. I'll stay right. Too old for night shift. I got a wireless battery pack. I can sit in. That's a lot of times for us. This is how I got it. I can just charge it. And run to the truck.
Alright.
Takes me to come up here.
Alright.
I'll stay out of there.
One day, but man, I'm terrible. And that's it.
still waiting for it.
Mm.
Said it 10, 15 minutes. I've been here 20 already.
Mm.
I don't know.
I wonder what that is that knocks on, knocks over there next door to us.
The door.
The door,
It's a door.
what's the door?
Yeah. They can come, they can, it goes to the elevator and stuff. So is it the door, next to the
I
bathroom?
could hear something, when I was back there writing, I could hear something just continuously banging like.
Yeah, it's a door, the door right next to the bathroom, that's a way to go out. Or you can take that hallway to the big training room.
Oh, okay, yeah. I knew that you could
And
hear
then if
that.
you keep going straight, out of this door, you can go outside to the stairway.
Okay.
Yeah, people always go in and out.
Mm-hmm. I sure do like y'all's uniforms a whole lot better than the gray. Yeah.
And you can get a lot comfortable, quicker. The uniform, you can get a lot comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, they just look much better. Much better. They look like-
Pants a lot comfortable, not being so cautious with those polyester pants, you snag something,
Yeah.
it would just
I'd
pull
see
the line.
some of y'all coming out there and I said, oh, God, there's not there, where'd you go?
I had a dog snip at me, and I had just got some pants. I think I was working with you on my shift. And the dog, I had just got the pants too. The dog snipped my pants and tore them. Like, that back was hard to get in. You know how it was back then. Like, man,
That happened today, whatever, you might, yeah, get any,
My knees.
might not get any bridges,
you
yeah,
stretch and, yeah.
since we broke or whatever the county. you might
Well, I
not
got a few pair of these, so. I think at that time I only had like 2 uniform pants.
Those were hard to come by.
Yeah, they were, especially in your size, cause like kind of our size, we didn't have them. Everybody was 44 and 30, it was big.
Had to go get him.
Right.
If you lost a pair of pants, you was probably out for several weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, back then, you got them. Even if you even got them.
Yeah.
They go, alteration people make good money off of us back then.
They sure did.
Hand me down, son.
You did
And look at it, help him. Mhm.
You got come a long way.
Columbia County come a long ways too. We used to do ride-alongs for Columbia County deputies or whatever at nighttime. And the floorboard was rusted out of most of the cars down there.
Wow.
So, you know, and today it's one of the most prominent counties in the world with everything you can think of that they can.
I almost had never had a floorboard with,
State trooper card.
well, we got the state trooper, well, we got the state trooper cars. At least like North Carolina, those are new guns, you can get them at 100,000 miles.
Be glad to get them with them.
Yeah.
At least you know they were broken in.
Literally be fighting over a car that already had 100,000 miles of it. I think the first standby had like 240 something.
People don't realize how big our counties are. You know, until you start doing it all the time. You ride them all the time.
Back at strobe packs in, get it, you in the corner. Yeah. Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
When I first got my first LED light bulb night shift. Nice looking little sky.
You can see them things a long ways out now. And people still hit the cop car. Tearing them up. There you go. See you wrecking early county. With that, lost control.
I heard,
Flipped it. I think it was last night, maybe. Was that time? Be lucky for us.
Village and enjoy the day in the air conditioner and not have to chase any
Thank y'all for
ambulances.
allowing us to use the electricity of the taxpayer. How are you, sir? Good to see you again. Doing well? I think there's a plug behind that podium.
I was just looking for a plug, but I think I got,
Taylor, can you help him?
I got I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I think I'm good.
This is our, well, we got two IT guys here, but we can help you whatever you need to.
Who Tapley? You don't know Tapley? I guess I'd be around them more, so.
That's okay. I've
You
got
don't let
what
the
needs to be
police,
there. I'm good. I will be fine.
You don't fool with them? I fool with them.
So there should be.
I know they're running.
Oh, it's right there.
Sometimes when you're being investigated, it's fatal.
there's a plug in front of the podium, how long is it?
I think I'll be all right. I think I've got enough battery on it.
Okay.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
So I have Bucks making motions to adjourn the closed session, Mr. Hall seconded it.
Yes.
It was unanimous, and it was at.
About 4:20. I can't take this.
Corey, could you when we have people come and make a presentation, they have to tell somebody the next slide. Can't we hook it up where you can have a clicker or something, they can do their own slides?
When they hook in here, well, yeah, they're just using that for monitors, so if they bring their own device, then they would have to have something on their device to go through the slides.
Okay, even if they use a plug to plug into the computer over here?
Now, if they use our computer and pull up something on our computer, then you.
Yeah, a lot of times they'll just tell like, hey, Carlos, next
Or
slide.
could we have a clicker so they can do their own slide?
You can do something like a laser pointer or something that's USB to the
I'm
computer.
not willing to just click the slide.
It's a laser pointer and clicker all in one.
Is that very expensive?
I'll have to check.
Would you
I don't
please?
imagine it would be.
You think you could borrow one from somewhere? I just, it's
Would you mind checking on it?
Yes, sir, I check on it.
Less than 50.
Yes, I don't imagine it.
Where's Brandon?
Mr. Chairman, I move we return to regular session.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Mr. Chairman, I make a motion, we amend the agenda to add a presentation by forensic accountant David Sawyer from Sawyer and Company LLC.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
You can have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Commissioners. In October 2025, it came to the attention of the Baldwin County Board of Commissioners that payments had not been made to the city of Milledgeville for SPLOST and T-SPLOST revenue sharing. These payments are under governance of what are called intergovernmental agreements between the city of Milledgeville and Baldwin County. The Board of Commissioners requested that a forensic accounting analysis be performed of these payments or lack of payments. Our analysis uncovered that these payments had not been made for approximately 9 months, even though they were required to be given within receiving the revenue 30 days from the Georgia Department of Revenue. We were retained to perform a forensic accounting analysis of the letter from the city of Milledgeville, and we confirmed their calculations in these amounts without exception. Our analysis concluded, based on this phase of our analysis, that Baldwin County was not effectively managing or budgeting cash flow to ensure that obligations or liabilities were met on a timely or current basis. As a result, county financial health and position was overstated during these periods of non-payment. Following our initial phase of our analysis, we also analyzed cash flow and fund balances from Baldwin County's general fund. This included revenues versus expenditures from 2019 to 2023, as well as general fund bank account balances from 2019 to 2023. This cash flow analysis revealed seasonal patterns of revenue which spiked during November and December of each year, whereas there were lower amounts of revenue in July and August of each year as well. This analysis showed that T-SPLOST expenditures exceeded the T-SPLOST revenues, and as a result, Baldwin County was required to take tax anticipation notes, a TAN, in order to fund county operating expenses. The cash flow analysis also requested a cash snapshot or dashboard from the acting county finance director, Dana Yaris, after the former county finance director had been suspended. Her name was Dawn Hudson. The cash snapshot prepared by Ms. Yaris showed that the county had $212,000 approximately of available cash that was unclaimed. In preparing a cash reserve, the county, having a $30 million annual budget, 1 month's cash reserve would be $2.5 million. We also perform a trend analysis of changes in the general fund for Baldwin County, which went from 2019 to 2023. They increased gradually. The fund balances increased from $6.4 million to $8.7 million to $10.8 million in 2021, reaching a height of $12.5 million in 2022. This amount began to decrease in the year 2023 to an amount of $7.486 million, or a reduction and the change of $5.015 million from the prior year. While revenues were increasing during this period of time, they were not keeping pace with the expenditures of the county. Specifically in 2023, we saw that expenditures exceeded the revenues being $30.381 million, while expenditures were $31.427 million in 2023. This led to expansion of scope for us to perform a more comprehensive analysis of the T-SPLOST and SPLOST capital projects. In this analysis, in this section, we performed a general analysis of what it would be done in any construction analysis, taking a budget, comparing it to actual expenditures and change orders, and looking at total spending for these projects. Initially, we found 4 different areas of findings related to this analysis. Section D of our report covers projects without contracts, budgets, or the evidence of a competitive bidding process. Section E of our report includes projects with significant change orders or change orders without adequate supporting documentation. Section F includes expenditures without purchase orders or adequate supporting documentation. Section G of our report includes backdated and overdue accounts payable invoices received from vendors. To provide detail on the sections of our report, for Section D of the report, which includes capital projects, lack of contracts, budgets, or lack of an evidence of a competitive bid process, there was one project that was performed for more than $2 million, which there was no contract. There were 2 other significant capital projects for which the county was acting as the project manager or general contractor for these projects, thus shielding it from a competitive bidding process and also obstructing or obscuring Board of Commission oversight and visibility to the spending on these projects. Section E of our report includes change orders or lack of change orders. On one contract for $4.6 million, there were change orders of $1.4 million, or about 30% of the original contract amount. On another contract for $3.6 million, there were change orders of approximately $807,000, or 22%. On another project for $6.9 million, the dollar amount was not so significant. However, there were 14 separate change orders totaling $98,000. In Section F of our report, we looked at a lack of purchase orders, or we uncovered a lack of purchase orders or supporting documentation. For instance, on SPLOST expenditures, where a purchase order would be required for purchases made above $500, $11.58 million, or 54% of all expenditures made for SPLOST, were made without a purchase order. For T-SPLOST, there were $15.3 million of expenditures made, which normally would have required a purchase order, or 70% of all purchases made under the T-SPLOST program for the period of under our analysis. There were also purchase orders made after the purchase had been made. In other words, purchase orders had been processed when they should have been processed. They were processed after a purchase order was made, when they should have been processed prior to the purchase being made, in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Finally, we discovered that invoices received in 2025 were not entered into the system until after January 31st. Some of these invoices were dated as early as July of 2025 and were not entered into the Baldwin County financial system until after January 31st, 2026. This was in process for both the SPLOST and T-SPLOST process. In conclusion, the findings for our forensic analysis indicate that there is a significant weaknesses in internal controls in Baldwin County finance and purchasing from the start to the beginning of the process, including bids, budgets, contracts, spending reviews, change orders, and total spending. As well, there's significant internal weaknesses and controls in the purchasing and accounts payable process, whereby there are no purchase orders, and even invoices received from vendors for accounts payable are being backdated into the previous fiscal year. These findings are significant. They're in the millions of dollars, and they are the cause and the effect of what is shown to be an ineffective cash flow management process of the county, which circles back to our initial predication for this investigation, which was the inability and the non-payment of the SPLOST and T-SPLOST sharing payments to the city of Milledgeville. That concludes our investigation. A detailed report will be issued. Thank you for your time.
And thank you, Mr.
Thank you,
Sawyer,
Mr.
for
Sawyer.
everything that you did. Thank you.
Mr. Sawyer, I just have one question for you here. You highlighted a process briefly, but it was from start to finish here. You have this process where you go the RFP or the RFQ, then you go into a bids process, and then there's a contract process where we would enter into a contract, then there's a budgetary process, then you go through, possibly there's some change orders, and then you always are tracking your total spending on these projects, right? There's other control processes like requisitions, the POs have to be there, and then you have an inspection process, right? Delivery of goods and services, wherever that is, whether it's a road being paved or an item showing up, right?
That's right.
And then you have the invoice, and then you have the payment, right?
That's correct.
So there's all of these processes and do you consider these just kind of standard governmental processes that are followed in I don't want to say most counties, in a lot of counties in Georgia?
They're standard not only in county government, but in commercial, private sector as well. From my time, I've been a forensic accountant for more than 25 years. I was an internal auditor for a number of years prior to that, but these are standard steps in the process. They're put there for a purpose because they're internal controls. They ensure that proper accountability is held, proper responsibility for spending is maintained and monitored, and so that the finance function can anticipate and project what the expenditures going into the future are going to be. And it also provides you as the Board of Commissioners with adequate decision-making information so that you can make informed decisions.
And then as just a quick follow-up, kind of, how would you grade Baldwin County out on following these processes? And I guess you could, maybe if you were to give it an excellent, fair, or poor, how would you characterize us in relation to these processes?
I would avoid putting a letter grade or a label on those can be subject to interpretation.
Sure.
I can say that there were significant weaknesses at every single step in the process of capital projects as well as accounts payable and purchasing. For example, in one of the examples that I gave, when there were $1.45 million in change orders, this Board of Commissioners only got insight or visibility to one amount of $667,000. The remaining $700,000 of spending related to that change order, no amounts were provided by the vendor. Only quantities were provided by the vendor, which gave county finance and you, the board, no idea how much money was going to be spent or the timing of when that money was going to be spent. And that was more than $750,000 for those several change orders on that project.
And one more question for you. Based on your findings here, do you believe that it's possible that commissioners had an inflated sense of our cash position?
That would be an accurate statement, yes. It's also important to know that this weakened internal control structure from front to last increases the risk for waste, fraud, and abuse in the process.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ready?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, I move, based on the findings of the forensic accountant investigation performed by Sawyer and Company LLC, that we find good cause to terminate the employment agreement of County Manager Carlos Tobar effective immediately for violations of county policies and procedure, willful misconduct, and gross negligence.
Second.
There's been a motion and been properly second to terminate the contract of our county manager, Carlos Tobar. Are there any discussions? Hearing that none discussion, I call a question to vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. As of immediately, Mr. Tobar, your contract will be terminated with Baldwin County. I need you to turn over everything to the law enforcement and to the proper people and gather your possessions you have in your office and exit the building. Do we have, is that it? Do we have any other?
We have an appointment.
You must got a motion.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I would like to make a motion at this time that we appoint, Commissioner Sammy Hall as interim county manager.
Second.
Has a motion been properly second? Any questions? And this is gonna be a county manager that he have been in this position before, and he was voted, selected, to determine and hold this position. And, I think he will have the help of everybody around that board if he need us to help him, and we'll have a great guy that, can put us in a position and lead us in the right direction. Until we get another intern, county manager, he'll be temporarily our intern county manager. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Congratulations.
All opposed?
All opposed? Hearing none, the vote passed unanimously. Congratulations, Commissioner Hall. Do we call you Commissioner Hall or do we call you?
Call me Mr. President.
Well, Mr. Chairman, I don't think there's anything else. I'd make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is that Attorney Palmer? Is that?
Is that correct? Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know if can we go back, Brandon, is it okay that I make, a PSA announcement? Okay, no problem, no problem.
I mean, you can still do it, it's just not on Facebook right now.
That's for me to hear if you don't,
Oh, yeah.
if you don't mind, Frank, that we are gonna put the report out soon as it's been filed out. Hopefully in about, in about a week or so, we should have it filed out. About 2 weeks.
Soon.
So the full report will be out in